Hey everyone, how is it going? I hope you are well. It is season 5 and it is time to give our first update of the season. We're about 36 hours, just over 36 hours into the game now. It's quite late for me, but I thought I'd give a quick 10-15 minute video on what's happening. I'm a bit nervous to make these videos. I usually upset people. My aim this season is to upset 0 people. I won't be successful, but it doesn't mean I can't try to just make this entertaining for everybody and just give you a bit of a summary of what's going on. So season 5, let me give you a breakdown of what's going on in season 5 and what you should expect. A lot of what season 5 is about is these elite units. We don't know much about it. We haven't seen the abilities. We have our first example here from Maju. God of the Tower has an ability called Divide and Conquer, and it does 3%, can stack 5 times, and it does 3% each round. Seems pretty good. Don't know if it did drops off when it goes, how all is going to work, etc. But this looks really good. When you max, that's going to be 6% per round, up to 5 times, so possibly a 30% damage reduction. Overall, that seems a little nuts, so we'll see how they go on. How many units can you go to elite? How many can you not? Etc. So it's going to be interesting to see that, but that's all we know. We don't know loads about it. I'll do a separate video on that in the future. United factions is a thing. Not much to say on that one, but you can unite factions. That means you unite with someone the same alignment on RP. I think it's the same on non-RP, but I'm not sure. But unite with somebody and then you can both win the season. How do you win? It is capturing Dol Guldur. So we're capturing that. That's how you win this season. Back to the good old classic win strategy. Other thing to be known, and this might be less known information, is that you can unlock neutral camps everywhere. Do you know in season 3 when you had the structure progression, we have structure abilities again. So you get the likes of conscription time down, siege bonuses, our resource bonuses. The likes of Arnor are very lucky because they start with Bree. What does that mean? Well, Bree lets you create Bree Riders. So we were able to create Bree Riders from day 1. Arnor in Season 5 can create a Tier 3 unit on day 1 of the season. A little bit crazy? Yes, but here you go. We all wish we found out this earlier. We didn't find this out straight away, or many people would have been doing that. So I recommend anyone going forward who hasn't started Season 5 yet, Arnor is a great choice and gives you a great jump onto the season with Bree Riders on day 1. Absolutely mental. But we're a T3 unit, second day. I'm not going to complain too much on that one, am I? But if you do want to see the buffs from different places, you can go into the Fellowship and Significant Structures, and you can see them all over the map. The only neutrals you cannot unlock, I believe, the ones that I've seen for good side are Ents and Eagles. Eagles cannot. I'm not sure what Loft did to upset the developers, but yeah, no Ents and Eagle camps, which is a shame, I've got to say, because they are awesome, but there's plenty of Eagles go around anyway. Let's keep moving on. I think that's everything in Season 5 that I wanted to talk about. The last thing is equal numbers and max player counts. We have got max player counts of 300 players around about in every faction. You can't go more than that. There's maybe 310, 320 in the likes of Loth, but I don't think there actually is, unless there's some people with no fellowship, which is quite possible. But apparently the hard cap is 350, but I'm seeing most factions not going above 300. All of them are sitting between the 250 and 300 for good. On evil side, the likes of Variag's the only full one though, and then there's Ruin, which are close to being full. But overall, really exciting. All of the factions are full rather than being 1 or 2 overpowered factions. So really interesting of how that will end up playing out, and we'll go through that in a second anymore. Going through me then, what's happening with me? If you haven't seen already, I pulled Ilsilu, whatever his name is. I need to play I should just edit the the clip from the movie, because I'm going to get his name wrong repeatedly. But I pulled him yesterday. If you haven't seen that video, do check out the video on my channel of the chest pulls. Great fun, and it was a great reaction. So really good. That was good fun. But yeah, I pulled him. He's going to be in my roster. Arnor, he boosts greatly. My main guy obviously is going to be Gandalf. He's awesome, kick ass. I should just get loads of respect items for him. I don't respect him enough, even though I use him as my main commander all the time. So it'll be interesting to run Gandalf this season with the likes of the tier 4 Arnor units. Can't wait to do that with the likes of sharpshooters as well, and cataphracts with my Carver on maxed men. So looking forward to that 100%. We've also got Theoden. We're running Theoden with the cataphracts, ram riders, cavaliers, and the Bree riders. So that'll be great to do. He's going to be full cav, he's respect 11, he's going to be kicking ass, I'm pretty sure, so looking forward to throwing my Theoden in there as well. And the last person I'm going to be getting is Gimli. You can see here Gimli is very close to the respect 9, and therefore I want him to respect 10. I'm going to pick up is our 10 item. The reason for it is pursuit at 100 focus. Why is that so important? I have nothing right now to deal with the likes of Gandalf. Gandalf is in the way with his avoidances, and therefore that'll be really annoying. The likes of Gimli can go straight through that with his axe, which gets pursuit, and that will be awesome. So I'm looking forward to getting that on Gimli and kicking some ass with Gimli, even though I like Legolas more, but we're going to use Gimli. He's going to be lagging behind a little bit though. Gandalf, Theoden, and Isildur will be the ones that are taking over that mainly though. That was what I wanted to run through there. My biggest piece of advice, what I was going to say as well in this one, which I don't usually say, if you're struggling, you don't know what to do, and if you're lagging behind other players, I would say reach out to people in your faction that are doing well. People will help you. People aren't scared of giving tips, etc. That's exactly what I did with Maju. I was not in the top 300. This is top 300 in the rankings. I was not in the top 300. I was struggling to persuade myself to take a level 60 tile, and therefore I messaged Maju, watched some battle reports, see what he was doing, and gained some confidence and just went for it. After I went through it, my rankings went up and up and up and up, and I ended up getting to leaderboard. And over the last 24 hours, probably last even maybe 12 hours, I've gone from a placement of about 250 to around 66, so top 100. I'm definitely looking to stay in the top 100 for some time. You know, my usual style is to stay there as much as possible to get a good start on my buildings and army, but I usually then fade away. It's because I prefer to let others take the tiles and use the powerful tiles as well. I'm not someone who takes all the tiles. I like to share them around, so that's just my approach on it. You can see here that I actually have left some 130s near my base, the likes of 150s, and tried to go into empty space that no one's there. So that's what I always want to do. But yeah, top 100, ask for advice. That's level 60 tiles, a massive step, and I feel like your season starts to fly after that. So what does the server look like, and what are my initial thoughts is what I was going to summarize the end of this video for. I'll take a few minutes doing this. As you can see from the fellowship rankings, Loth is in the front. We've got the likes of Pain here. This is great fellowship that we've won the last 2 seasons with. A few of our players have gone over to Pain for several different reasons. Some being that they don't like Arnor, they wanted to play Loth, and some simply because Pain is a very good fellowship, full of whales, and they're now doing absolutely great. So good luck to them. But Loth are in the front at the moment. I would say 2 fellowships in the top 10 or top 7, and then even they're third in the top 13. So 3 of the top fellowships out of the top 13 are Loth. I think second place then is actually Erebor. Erebor has won it's second place, then has another 11th, and actually then drops back down to 22nd after that. Maybe Erebor a bit behind but still doing absolutely great. Arno doing well, who's that we're in. We're placed 4th and 9th and 20th, so solid points there. You'll see here it's very balanced. Gondor a little bit further down. They've only got 2 fellowships, so maybe a few less players than other good factions. They have got one down here, but not too strong and not too many players. Rowan was also lacking a little bit. They've got 2 fellowships on the top 13, but they are a little bit behind, but definitely not to be ruled out. They have a hard start to the season, as always, so that'll be interesting there. In the likes of Evil, I'll go a bit more detail into this, that we have Variags is the strongest Evil side, so 3 fellowships in the top 17, and then that is probably the strongest like Evil faction by some distance. And then you've got the likes of Ruin sort of trailing behind that, but they are quite a bit behind. Mordor only have 1 fellowship in here. They did actually win the season 4 War of the Campaign, which is interesting to see. But Mordor just 1 main fellowship and a few other sort of smaller ones here. As you can see, their production extremely low. So I think Loth definitely taking the advantage of the 5% XP bonus they get at the start, and that is why they're in front. Also some great players. So yeah, interesting. Nothing too surprising right now. What I also want to say is the likes of Angmar, Gundabad and Isengard are all empty. So we will see the likes of Arnor pushing upwards north, Erebor pushing west, and then the likes of Linden probably pushing into Isengard territory very quickly. Rohan possibly coming in as well, and Gondor. But yeah, I think the first fight that's going to happen, I think Loth is going to be the first people to start fighting. Which direction do they want to go? I'm not sure, but I believe they will fight first because they are in the centre of the map. They are pinned in to the east. There's no sort of room to sort of expand there, so I do believe they'll come our direction, and they're going to run out of space very quickly after taking their initial 4 locations. So we'll see how that pans out. Hopefully we don't fight Loth. Like I said, Payne is a good friend from us. We've won 2 scenes together, so hopefully we don't fight. We're on 12.5 minutes. I think we've covered everything. Also going to say Rowan will run out of space also very quickly, coming over to Isengard, so we'll see what happens there. No one really lagging behind right now on the good side, and obviously Evil is struggling with player count. Massive point to notice on this is you can see the player count. They've got 2.5 factions worth on Evil versus the likes of 6 full factions on Good. So probably twice the number of players on Good to Evil this season. So I definitely think Evil will be pairing up. Last thing they want to be doing, Evil, is starting a fight with each other, because they're going to be probably seeing each other a lot in future seasons, with the player base being quite small over there. So I think they'll team up. I think they'll start to get to know each other really well, and they'll start to work together over the coming seasons, and especially this season. So that will be interesting. Hopefully that's a good enough update. I haven't dragged it on too long. These updates will be a lot quicker going forward, probably within 10 minutes each one. And I shall keep you all updated. If you like the content, obviously hit the like and subscribe, and I shall see you guys next time. I think that's all good. And also let me know what you want me to cover in these videos. More than happy to cover whatever you guys would like. Love you, long time, and I shall see you in a bit, guys. Laters.